What's going on, guys? Welcome to Agent Development. Today I want to talk to you guys about pre-listing packages, and I'm not talking about the type of pre-listing package that your grandma used to pull off the fax machine and drop off at a potential client's house. I'm talking about a digital pre-listing package that I created using Emma presentations. Coming right up. All right, guys, so first let's talk about what a pre-listing package is. So a pre-listing package is basically a little bit of information that you want to send out to your clients prior to your listing appointment. Now, I know some people do two-shot listing appointments, some people do one-shot listing appointments, meaning some people like to go out to the property, take a look at it, then go back to the property and present their value, and then hopefully sign a listing contract. One of the main reasons for the pre-listing presentation is to get some information in front of that potential client before you go out to the initial appointment. And then the goal is to sign the listing at that initial listing appointment. Now, the problem with pre-listing packages is you create the pre-listing package and then you print the thing and then you decide that you want to get it to your client's house, but your appointment with the client is like 10 hours from now. So you're like, what do I do? Do I try to send it via mail? It's not going to get there on time. Do I drop it off? Do I pay somebody to drop it off? And then you're like, you know what, I'll just drop it off. And then you drop it off and then you see the actual seller there. And then you're like, well, if you're here and I'm here, like, why don't I do the appointment right now? That's why I like the digital version of the pre-listing package, because you can get off the phone, you can call somebody, you can set an appointment with them, and then you can get off the phone, and then within 10 or 20 minutes, you can send them a pre-listing package that they can review prior to the appointment that you set with them the very next day. So that's why I love these. All right, so what should be included in a pre-listing package? For me, I believe there should be one, a little bit of personalization, so you can put like the customer's name on there, perhaps a picture of their property. Two, you definitely want an introduction or an about me section, something that tells that potential client who you are and what you're going to do for them, what type of qualifications you have. I like to do an introduction video. Some people might just put like an about me section, perhaps like a little snippet of a resume or something like that. Number three, you're going to want a section on marketing. So you're going to want to show that potential client what you do that other agents don't do. You're going to want to not only give them sample marketing materials, but also I like to include a marketing video that just explains how I'm going to market their property differently than the typical run-of-the-mill realtor. Number four, you're going to want stats, something about the company, something about you, things that are going to differentiate you versus the other realtors and other companies in your market. Number five, you definitely want reviews or testimonials from past clients. All potential clients like to hear how awesome you are from someone other than yourself. So if you have a testimonial, that's always going to be a lot better than just showing up to an appointment and telling them how awesome you are. I mean, I know from experience, I've explained to a lot of people how awesome I am, and some people don't get it. It makes no sense. Next, it's always good to include a little bit of information about your team, maybe the title company that you use, the title closer you use, the loan officer, so on and so forth. And then I would always include links to your social media pages. That way they could click out of the pre-listing package and they can check out your Facebook or your Instagram, and they can get the social proof that they need to make sure that they hire you over your competition. All right, I want to talk really quick about why I think it's so important to send out a pre-listing package, and also why I like to do it digitally. So there was a time when I remember going to listing appointments and competing with other agents, and I hate to admit it, but sometimes I would lose the listing. Sometimes I wouldn't get the listing. I can honestly say that I have never lost a listing that I sent a digital pre-listing package to, even when I'm up against another agent. And that's because I do provide a value that a lot of other agents don't provide through social media, video, professional photography. And it's really hard to show samples of that when you're using a printer and you are using an inkjet printer and you're printing off samples of your high-res photographs and you're explaining your video and so on and so forth, but they don't actually get to see the sample. All right, so let me show you guys really quick what my pre-listing package looks like when I send it to my clients on their desktop. All right, so here's an example of what the presentation is going to look like when the consumer opens up my email on their desktop or their laptop. We'll begin scrolling here. This is my page 1 of 6. This is my introduction page. And remember, we talked about personalization. So on here, I'll put the property address, and I'll also put the customer's name down here, prepared for, and then the customer's name. This picture back here, I might make this a picture of the actual house where I'll be doing the listing appointment. Scroll down, you'll see my first video. This is the video introduction. In this video, I'm going to discuss who I am, but I'm also going to give them some instruction for consuming the rest of the content. So I'm going to tell them to make sure that they consume all the rest of the content in this presentation, and also tell them about the future videos that are coming up here as you scroll down. Scroll down to page 2. This is the marketing piece, and this is where I do have my marketing highlights up here, and then I have a marketing video where I discuss social media and what I'm going to do to market their property on sites like Facebook and Instagram. And I'm also going to discuss my video walkthrough, and I'm going to tell them to click the sample video walkthrough, which is at the bottom of this page. Next page falls into the category of sample marketing material. So this is an example of professional photography. These are actual photos from past listings of mine that I chose for the pre-listing package. Again, I tried to choose different finishes so they could see the contrast between, some of the contemporary looking stuff versus some of the other stuff, just so they know and they can feel assured that their house is going to look good regardless of the interior finishes in their home. I have a sample flyer that I pulled from Emma Marketing on a previous listing of mine. And then here I use the Edina Realty difference marketing piece. I like this because it helps with the statistics piece. It shows that we are market leaders for the past 20 years, as well as it goes over some company statistics. And then this last page that I created, it's going to show off my team a little bit, and then we're going to go down and we're going to see that sample video walkthrough so they have an idea of what the video is going to look like that I create for their home. And then I have an appointment reminder. So remember, this is a pre-listing package. I plan to meet them and go over a full listing presentation. So this is just a reminder of what the date and time of that appointment will be. And then on the right, I put my Facebook recommendations, and this is just a screenshot of actual Facebook recommendations so they can see those client testimonials. And then towards the bottom, I have links that go to my social media accounts. The thing I like about Emma presentations also is that you can click in this upper left-hand corner and they have access to all your contact information just in case they want to reach out to you via phone or email. It's all readily available to them. So I'm going to show you guys really quick how to set up a custom page. All right, here's a couple presentations that I've created under the custom agent pages. What I would do if I wanted to add pages to these is I would go up here to this pencil icon. I would click that. And now it takes me into where all of my custom pages are. I created 5 of these pages, 5 of the 6, and then I added the Edina Realty difference, which was a company marketing piece. So in here, I created all these pages and I named them. And then what I did is I hit save template. And now when I want to create a new pre-listing package, all of these pages are going to be in there. And all I have to change is this introduction piece. I would have to change the property address as well as the client's name, perhaps the picture, and then I would also change the appointment time and date, of course, at the bottom. So let's pretend like I wanted to create a new page, or just to let you guys know how I created these pages. You just go up to click add page, go to create new. I use build page, and then from here you can decide what type of page you want. We just use a basic one here and click create. It gives you the option to add text, image, video, or more. So for the sake of this example, let's just add a quick image. And here's where I would upload new images, but I'm just going to use an image that I already have uploaded here, just for the example. And here is the image of my team. So now what I would want to do is I could use these plus sign icons here on the right to add stuff above and below this. I'm going to add a header that says my team, so I'm clicking the plus sign on the top, and then here it allows me to select how many modules I want in this header. So it also allows me to weight it differently. So if I want more content to be on the left, I can slide this thing over here to the right. If I want it even, put it in the middle, but For this example, I'm just going to use one module. You can go all the way up to 4. I'm just going to use 1. I'm going to click OK. And then here, I'm going to add text. So in here, I'm going to add the text that says, meet the team. I'm going to format this with extra large text, and then I'm going to center this, and there you go. So I can continue to add stuff here below this, but for the sake of this example, I'm just going to save this, and then I would just add what I want to call this. Meet the team. I can add a description if I want. I can click this, and that will set me up to be able to edit the page in the future if I wanted to, and add more things to it or potentially change things. Click save, and now I have that new custom page. So one of the reasons why I really like digital pre-listing packages is because when they look at the photographs, they look exactly how they'll look online. So they get to see them in their high resolution glory, whatever. They get to see them looking really good. Also, they get to see samples of the types of videos that you put together and other marketing materials that you put together. And they get the fullness, they get to drink that in. They get to drink in the fullness of your listing videos. And the last reason why I like to do these digital pre-listing packages is if you do use video, when you show up to that initial appointment, it is like a warm introduction, and it's almost like they've met you before because they've not only watched whatever videos you included in the pre-listing package, but they've likely clicked off of the pre-listing package onto your YouTube and seen you there, or they click off of your pre-listing package to your social media and seen you there. So you're getting more touches with that client before any other agent has, before you even go to your initial appointment. All right, so that's how you create it. That's what it looks like when you're viewing it on a desktop. Just know that you can send it via email to your client, but you could also just send it to yourself, and then you could send the link via text message to your client. And that will work as well. In fact, Emma Presentations has a great way of converting the desktop version of the presentation to a mobile-friendly version that looks just as good. So I'm going to pull out my phone, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what that looks like. So here you go. It is loading. And I'm going to start scrolling, and of course it did a great job of converting that presentation to the mobile version. Everything looks pretty much the same, except for it is oriented perfectly for a mobile phone. Get down here to the example photos. They look great. Sample flyer looks awesome. Get down to the Edina Realty information, and that looks great. And then of course, you can always click on the videos just to show you what that looks like. They can watch the videos this way. You know, if they get down to the walkthrough, they can always turn their phone sideways and watch it that way. And then of course you have your appointment reminder, and you have all of your Facebook recommendations. All right, I hope that was helpful to you guys. Feel free to ask any questions that you might have in the comment section below. Please give my video a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification so you can be notified whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one.